Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to solve literal equations. So what I mean by literal equations is that you have to solve for a variable and it's actually expressed in terms of other variables. Okay, so in this case here, as you can see here, we have to solve for x. So what you do, you just need to make sure you isolate the variable x. As in this case here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to have all the terms with the x. I'm gonna try to move them to the left. Okay, so we can start by subtracting cx from both sides. Okay, and once you do that, you'll eliminate the cx here on the right, and you're gonna end up with ax minus cx, and this terms, the -3 stays, equals to 7. So the key is to just make sure you solve for x. You keep track of the variable you need here. Okay, now I don't need the 3 here because there's no x with it, so I need to add 3 to both sides just to move it over to the other side, and then I'll have ax minus cx. This is cancelled out, equals to 10, right? 7 plus 3. I'm putting it this way, but you know it's gonna be 10. So then from here, as you can see here, you have ax minus cx. So what I can do here, I can factor out the GCF, which is x, right? So if I factor x out, I'll get a minus c equals to 10. All right, then from here, what you can do, you know you're trying to solve for x, so what would you do? You would have to divide both sides by this factor here, which is a minus c. Okay, a minus c. Then you know, same factor, you can cancel this out here, then you just isolated x, so it's x equals to 10 divided by a minus c. As you can see, so we call it literal equations because you're trying to express the variable x in terms of the other variables and numbers you have. So you just need to isolate x. In other words, have x on one side by itself. Okay, this is just like regular equations in which you would actually solve for x. The difference is that when you solve for x, you'll be able to add numbers together, then you would have a value, an actual numerical value for x. But as in this case here, it's not a numerical value, but it's still a value for x. So you have x expressed in terms of a and c, other variables. Okay, so this is how you solve literal equations. Okay, let me see if I can get you another one here to solve. Now remember, literal equations. All right, and let's say we have this one right here. Let's say you have to I'm gonna put it right here, you have to solve for, let's say solve for, in this case we're solving for y, and you have this expression here, -2x plus 3y equals to 5. Okay, now remember, same thing, you just need to make sure you have y on one side by itself. Okay, therefore I know I don't need this term on this side, so I'm gonna add 2x to both sides. Okay, once you do that, this terms is cancelled out. Now you have 3y equals to 5 plus 2x. Okay, from here, all you gotta do is dividing both sides by 3, because you're trying to get y by itself, remembering what you're trying to do. So dividing both sides by 3, this is cancelled out. Now you have y equals to, you can put 5 plus 2x over 3 or 2x plus 5 over 3. This is the same thing. Now, once you have y by itself, you know, you're done because it's a literal equation. You just wanted to, you just needed to solve for one of the variables. So y equals 2x plus 5 over 3. This is how you solve literal equations. So what you have to keep in mind is that you will need to have one variable on one side by itself, whatever you're solving for. In this case, I was the first problem here I was solving for x. Okay, so I needed to have x on one side by itself. That's what I did here. The answer was 10 over a minus c. Now in the for the second one here, I was solving for y. So you just need to make sure you isolate the variable you need, and that's what we call literal equations. Okay, thank you.